Namaskar and welcome to today's special episode where we will be paying tribute to the extraordinary legacy of Ustad Zakir Hussain ji, a global icon whose tabla rhythms transcended borders, genres and generations. And joining us are three legend artists who have shared deep musical bonds with Ustad Zakir Hussain ji and the revolutionary group Shakti. First, we have Sevamani sir, who is one of India's most celebrated percussionists, known for his electrifying performances and rhythmic innovation. Sevamani sir has collaborated with legendary musicians worldwide, and his connection with Ustad Zakir Hussain ji created unforgettable moments of musical magic. Next, I would like to introduce you Selva Ganesh Vinayakaram, a master of the Kanjira and a torchbearer of Indian classical percussion. As the son of Viku Vinayakaram, Selva Ganesh carries the legacy of Shakti, a group that Ustad Zakir Hussain ji co-founded. Selva Ganesh's collaborations with Ustad Zakir Hussain ji have inspired generations of musicians. And finally, we are honored to have, that is Ganesh Rajagopalan, also known by the name Violin Ganesh, a virtuoso violinist whose soulful melodies have captivated audiences globally, and with a unique ability to blend Indian classical traditions with contemporary styles. Violin Ganesh's collaboration with Ustad Zakir Hussain ji reflects the maestro's genius in fusing cultures and sounds. So let's have this heartfelt conversation to celebrate legendary tabla maestro Ustad Zakir Hussain ji's life, his music, and the indelible mark he left on all of us. First of all, namaskar to all of you and welcome to ITV Gold. Sevamani sir, Selva Ganesh sir, and Violin Ganesh sir. How are you today?
I can start saying it like how are we today? It's really like we were feeling like all alone, because for all of us, he's the man, who got us everyone into a mainstream. So meaning like missing him, like I think it might take a really long time for us to come back to the real world. So that's how we are all in a situation right now.
I know the world definitely, it's very sad with the demise of tabla genius, legendary Ustad Zakir Hussain ji. And I know it is very hard even for you guys to talk about him and say your things about him, whatever memories you have about him. But, we all have to probably, let's talk about it and let's, I want to first start with all of you, especially, talk about Ustad Zakir Hussain ji was a mentor and an inspiration for millions of people. So how would you describe his influence on your musical journey and your life as a whole?
Ganesh ji, why don't you start so that because as a melodic player and we percussion player can take it over later.
Um, so we know Zakir Bhai as all of us know as a tabla maestro, but he transcends just the rhythm part of it. He knows different cultures. He can understand different cultures. He can understand different types of music. He can understand people. He can understand everything that's in front of him, including himself. So that's the greatness of Zakir Bhai. So I have had the great fortune of being on his side and playing with him, and whenever I played, I had the best seat because always sitting by his side. So and listening to him always was like, how is he able to do it? I mean, that kind of question is not just for audiences, but also for every artist. We all feel, how is he able to do it? Because when I play Kriti, he can play. When I play my own composition, he play as if he has played with me, he has composed it. So he'll be together with me. And when we are outside of the stage, he will take us along and tell us how to lead your life and how to be a musician. You learn every aspect of him. And that is the greatest gift of Zakir Bhai, like he will take you along with him and show us the world. The only thing is, you have to be smart enough to understand that he's showing you the world and look at it from that perspective. And I feel really, really fortunate that I've been associated with Zakir Bhai, and I'm always seeking his blessings.
Sivamani sir, go ahead.
Namaskar to everyone. What to say? My god of rhythm is when I met him first time in Chennai. Happened to introduced by Ari Prasad Chaurashia sir, and Zakir Bhai came to Prasad studio when I was working for background score. Actually, he just came and he just seen what I'm doing because Ariji was talking about me. That is the introduction from him. And then Guruji has come and he was in Prasad studio. He saw my setup and everything. That's all. That's the meeting. He was very happy and he showed my life. He lightened up. Uh, he has given a beautiful platform in Mumbai, 1984, for Talvadia Utsav, a 3 days festival. The last day finale, he was conducting percussive, like Mela. So suddenly he took the mic. He announced, I'm introducing a young drummer from Madras. Shivaman, please come to the stage. That is my first platform and playing along with the great genius, lots of percussion players with Kurtu sir and Palakkad Raghu sir, Miradangam and Subhash uncle and Ganjira Harishankar sir. Everybody was there and lots of international drummers. In that platform, he called me and to to share my gift, what God has given. And then my life started with him, and he has shown the best concerts in US, Europe, and Asia, and all the places I traveled with the rhythm experience. And I heard this news yesterday on 15th when I was getting the award, Suraj and award for Karakudi Manisas Institute. And immediately I just took off to US. I want to give my last respect to our Guruji, our rhythm of God, and such a beautiful soul. And I don't know, it'll take some time, as Selva, my brother, said, take long to, but he's with us with rhythm. He's not. Yes, yes, left his body, but his music and his rhythm is there to the everyone. So many people he inspired, and being knowing him in this life, I'm really blessed. My family always there, and my condolence to Zakir Bhai's family. Yeah.
Silva Ganesh sir, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a long journey for me because where my dad had joined us hand with him in Shakti, that's where nearby 76 when I was 3 years old, and my first music which I heard like when I was a kid, even though I born in a classical background family, but the first music I heard was Shakti, and that was my first music. So I know them as a family. And when they came to India, when I was like almost a 12-year kid, and they played Shakti in India, and I still have the photo where I am standing behind when they were playing with my school uniform. And when Zakiba came to visit us, and I was sitting in his lap, as a kid. So for me, it's like this, and I didn't even expect that I'm going to be with him, playing with him. So 1992, where I joined in Masters of Percussion, in from that moment to right now where I am, it's all like he's the person who, like, hold my hand and he said, "Come with me. I'll show you what the music is." So he started doing that in, like, when I was teen. And just imagine when I was standing on stage behind them with the school uniform. And last year, I was in a Grammy stage where I'm holding a trophy. It's all for the old Johnny. It's Zakir Bhai. That's all what I can say about it. And whenever, I mean, I don't, whenever I talk about him, I mean, my emotions are like getting like too much. I can. I mean, I'm just throwing out for a lot. Like, as I said earlier, it's going to take a time because I get nervous. Like, this I cannot take it, and that too. It's too long. I mean, just imagine so many years to, like, travel with him, and then last year, like, I mean, we didn't know this is going to be the last tour, and we are also coming up with an album, the next Shakti live album, and to imagine this is his last album. I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't really believe it. Like, this is. I would really like pray God. It must be a dream. Let me wake me up. Like, no, just wake me up with that he's alive. I know, like, people say, like, even I also feel it. Like, he's gone as a body, but he's going to remain. But in a reality, like, I need him, I because I need more stuff to learn, and I need more things to understand that only he can do that, and which he did it in my life. Like, I mean, as I said, it's going to take a time, but I don't know when, because this is the second loss for us, like, whom we really loved. Like, I mean, 10 years, 8 years back, our one of our brother, Yu Srinivas, like, when he's gone, we had the same feeling. But this one, it's even a little more furthermore than what I felt when I lost my brother, Yu Srinivas, and now uh, Zakir Bhai. So that's all. That's what I can say about it right now.
I can just say I'm really sorry. I can feel your emotions, what you guys are trying to say, and how hard it is for you guys to talk about him. Even it's hard for me because I was a very big fan of Ustad Zakir Hussain ji. So since you're talking about Shakti, Shakti revolutionized fusion music globally. So what do you think made like Zakir Hussain ji and the group so unique and timeless?
I can say it as a percussion player, and like, where my dad and him worked as a percussion for the Shakti, and then now see the understanding of, like, because see, when the older Shakti, where El Shankarji and my dad and Zakibai and John Ji, and he's from North Indian classical music, and my dad is in South Indian music. But what about the composition? We call it a chorway or tihai, or the rhythmic composition. He's the man can, like, usually we say fusion, but in rhythmic, in percussion matter, like, which he have done, he always compose something South Indian and North Indian together. Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, even like, I wanted to, like, still it's hearing in my, like, I mean, in years, like the one recently which he have composed, like, ta ta dim ta tum. Di ki ta dum ta ti ki ta dum ta ti ki ta dum ta ti ki ta dum ta di ki ta dum ta ti ki ta dum ta di ki ta dum ta ti ki ta dum ta di ki ta ga ta ga di ta ga da ga da na da ki ta da da ta ga da di ta ga da ga da na da ki ta da da ta ga da di ta ga da ga na da ki ta da da. So this was like composed for a piece called, I mean, in this moment we did it. See how he can come up with these things. Like, the first portion which I decided, it's like a South Indian format of rhythm. And then in the end, like the second portion, like, of this composition where he come up with the North Indian version of, like, Tihai. How he can combine that, and I don't think so. Like, any of I mean, in this world, like, where the percussion player can come up with a lot of stuff where, like, because his brain is like this, and it gets everything on spot, and then it's all like, like a tip.
So, another question I want to ask Shivamani sir, as a percussionist, how did Zakir Hussain ji's tabla artistry influence your approach to rhythm and innovation?
Guruji is spontaneous, he creates magic. Um, I remember 1990 when he has given an opportunity again a big platform in Mumbai. It's a dynasty club. They organized a big percussive evening in Rang Bhavan along with the great Ustad Alar Khan Saab and Abaji and again my guru Bhikkhu Vinayakaram sir and of course Zakir Bhai and the drummer, my guru, the world-renowned Billy Coban. This group, and we were all waiting. Zakir Bhai landed from US. We were all meeting in the lounge, and Billy Coban has Zaki, what we are going to do tomorrow? And Zakir Bhai said, we are going to play. That's it. What happens? He create magic, spontaneous. That's the thing about Zakir Bhai. And the way every stage, it's like I don't know how I feel. We miss him. And Guru is one. He showed everyone and I remember of Shakti. I remember in Mumbai. And along with Shakti Hussain and I also I just played. I'm very lucky to play in Shakti, Remember of Shakti. We did a concert and all organized by our Ustad Zakir Bhai. He's phenomenal. I always say Zakir Bhai is a messenger of rhythm. He's God.
Absolutely.
He's fit anywhere, even know if he plays with a small musician. And I heard when he was playing in Delhi with the Lahara or some Sarangi player played, he was little going out of timing. And but Zakir Bhai said, no, that is my mistake. He didn't put other musician down or that kind of beautiful soul was Zakir Bhai. And we're all blessed to know him this life, to closer to association. Every day I send WhatsApp, my morning message, and Zakir Bhai always sends art in, sometimes some message, and it's beautiful. Selva.
Yeah, I know. I know the greatest thing with three of us, like, we traveled a lot with Zakir Bhai. And that too, like in Masters of Percussion, where me and my brother Shivamani, we did a lot. And then with Ganesh ji, like Ganesh Kumaresh, violin duet, where Zakir Bhai, me and my dad did it together. And we three played it, like, with Zakir Bhai. So it's like so much of connection where this life is not enough for us to talk about him.
Yeah.
Like it is like that.
Absolutely. Ganesh sir, I in fact even want to ask you as a violinist, what was it like performing with Zakir Hussain ji, who is like the maestro of a rhythm. So tell me, how did his tabla complement and challenge your melodies?
No, the challenge for me was to play it right. That's all. Because just go with him. That's what is the most important thing I've learned. It's not like I challenge him or he challenged me. He was just like that railway track. We just have to travel. That's all with him. If we travel, then we are going in the place we'll be actually elevating ourselves, and the music, people will be dancing. And because on stage, when he's playing, you feel like dancing. I have felt so many times that I want to dance to what he's playing. I mean, my music is an expression of that dance. So I've always felt that. I mean, he's never like going to make it difficult for you on stage or off stage. He's just like off stage, how he's friendly and all that. On stage, He's the best friend that you can have when you play. So, and I've always looked at him with a lot of awe, and is inspiring, always motivating, So it's just a beautiful, and in different circumstances, I mean, not only as a solo player, also with my brother, and I've traveled with him in Masters of Percussion. You know what? In Masters of Percussion, he'll say he's going to play with them on the violin. So, so that's how he introduced the melody players. Melody players also play rhythm in his, because we all are tuned into him, and he tunes us that way. Tunes us so that we're all in the same frequency, and then we perform. So it's not only in that as on stage that we have to learn. We have to learn off stage and on stage etiquette also, from how to treat people. One of the concerts, there was a tambura player. We didn't even know that tambura player was having his birthday. Comes on stage, and the first thing he says is happy birthday to my young tambura accompanist, and he plays that happy birthday on his tabla. So he gives importance to each and every one on stage. It's not that who is a tambura player or a violin player or a kanjira player. There was one instance which Salvaji told me about it, when a Mridangam player said, he was talking about some kind of a protocol as to where we have to sit. So Zakir Bhai immediately said, what protocol, when I'm not even part of the Carnatic music tradition? If I'm sitting, I'm the one who should sit back. So it should be Vikuji who should lead the whole show. So he made the concert in such a way that Vikuji, who is much more senior to all of them, was leading the show. And the Mridangam player had to accompany Vikuji. So he made it, his also one thing was he was thinking ahead, and he was not only a path torch bearer, also a path breaker, and to see how we have to see music as, and how we have to look at what is there, break the rules, but not beyond recognition, but stretch it to an extent that it is recognizable. So that's what he did. He's an inspiration, motivation that way, because he took Indian music not only to a global level, but to a very spiritual and very to a level that anyone and everyone can enjoy Indian music at the highest level.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow. And I would like to thank all of you. Thank you so much for, coming on air. And I know it's hard time for all of us to deal with this loss, but thank you so much, and wishing you guys all the best. Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.